Hi everyone, today is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and this is a message for the collective. I'm going to start by shuffling and asking what message would like to come through in order for us to align with the highest version of ourselves. What message of guidance will help us move forward in our life in the most aligned way, in a way that is most true to ourselves? And even though that looks different for everyone, it is definitely something that we learn over time as we continue to choose ourselves over and over again and let go of old programming. All right. We've got the seed of life, the flower of life. I'm loving this pool already. And transmutation. Something new is wanting to bloom. A new garden, I would say, is wanting to take place in your life, is wanting to grow, is wanting to bring forth a different version of what you are currently living. You are planting the seeds, it is beginning to flower, and that is calling forth a different version of you. And that's the discomfort you may be feeling right now. The heat, in a sense, is what it is definitely something that you've been feeling because of this new growth, this new decision, this new pathway. It's not because the pathway is not yours. It is because it is requiring a different version of you, a more evolved version of you, and that is why it feels uncomfortable. Okay, now I'm gonna pull some tarot cards on this. And as I shuffle, I'm gonna offer the encouragement to continue moving down this path, as uncomfortable as it may seem. Remember that when you look past your fear, this is something that you've always wanted to create. From the beginning of time that you can remember, you have been wanting to experience this particular dream or goal, and it is requiring a part of you, that a version of you that you didn't see growing up. And because it wasn't set as an example for you, you are having to be the example. And so you definitely feel an extra weight, because it's not just about you, it's also about the people who are in your life that will be inspired by the actions you take right now. All right. We've got the Eight of Cups, so new reality wanting to come through, a new emotional reality wanting to come through. And that's, I believe, going to be the hardest part about this transformation, because you have allowed yourself to create these emotional thought patterns that don't serve you, and they actually hold you back. And you may be aware of them, and you may be just beginning to notice them now, but as long as you continue to notice what they are and choose not to act on them anymore, you will be able to experience a new platform of emotions. A new platform meaning you will be able to experience the higher end of the emotional scale more often than not, because I'm feeling as if you have experienced more of the opposite end, more negative emotions, because you were programmed into them. You were taught that the only acceptable form of emotion was anything that had to do with anger, hopelessness, depression. The people in your life felt it was easier to deal with you when you weren't happy, when you weren't at your best, when you weren't more positive. And they trained you into becoming a version of yourself that doesn't serve this dream that you've always had. And it's as if this dream was given to you by God, by the universe, so that you could transmute and transform this negative thought cycle that has existed in your family into something new and different. And so we've got the Six of Swords, and that is definitely about leaving what doesn't work for you behind and bringing forth what does, understanding that some things are just not yours and they don't have to be. And even though the people you spend a lot of time with continue to practice these things, that doesn't mean it has to be yours. And taking the time to remind yourself about these things, be slow to respond, slow to awareness, being aware of how you would have normally acted in certain experiences and choosing something different. Because it's that different actions that you take that is going to compound and create a different pathway and open new doors. It's going to present different people in your life. And don't rush. There's definitely this feeling of like almost not wanting to do it because you feel that you don't want to have to disappoint the people around you by being different, and then they feel as if they need to become different. But remember that is not your responsibility. Whatever your actions inspire within them is not your business. And as hard as it may seem, because you have been so family oriented for so long, this is the part. Aligning yourself with your dream is going to be the best thing that you can do for them, in other words. And we've got the 9 of Coins. And this, choosing yourself over and over again, the byproduct of that will be it benefits them by inspiring versions of themselves who are around you often, who are observing you. You are inspiring a version of them to step forward that has never been inspired before. And they're either going to follow that or they are going to allow the old ways of doing things to consume their life. But remember, that is none of your business. And the abundance that you're going to bring here is in all forms. It is in all the forms that you have been wanting. It's in love. It's in acceptance. And this all begins with yourself. It will be in money. It will be in connection. It will be in opportunities. All of it will come to you as long as you continue to choose your path, choose yourself, speak your truth. All right, I'm going to ask for guidance moving forward now. Even though I feel that was definitely some good guidance there, speak your truth, because that's the only way that you're going to really be able to stay on your pathway, is to continue speaking your truth. Because also, when we grow up in a family that we have had to become different to please around, speaking our truth becomes hard. And even as adults, it becomes hard. And it feels just as hard as it did when you were a child. And sometimes when you separate yourself from that, you think, why am I even still afraid to speak what I want and what I believe? You know, you're a grown-ass person now, and you still tiptoe and walk on glass to make sure that your truth doesn't hurt anyone. And it's important to remember in this particular pathway, this new evolved version of you that wants to come through, it starts with planting the seeds of honesty. When you can start practicing that and making that second nature, this path, this new dream, this goal that you have been wanting since you were a child is going to show itself to you, and it's going to take you by surprise. All right, so guidance moving forward here. This is the same card I pulled yesterday when I was bringing through a message for the collective. And this is really just about transmuting pain. Like I had said in the beginning, we have to take away what no longer serves us and transforming it into things that do, taking the things we were given, we were programmed into, and deciding that we want different. And to also understand that unless you were this experience that you're having right now, you wouldn't be who you are right now if you didn't experience moments of lack, of being programmed. It's like you had planned to this pathway of remembrance, of remembering who you really are, and opening up new doorways for yourself and those who come after you. everything is happening as it should. That's really what's happening here. That's really what's coming through, is everything is happening as it should, and that you should trust the path right now, as uncomfortable as it feels, because abundance is about to meet you, to keep choosing yourself, to keep speaking your truth. And even sometimes on the inside, you're going to feel your nervous system shifting and screaming and wanting you to act in the same way you always have, because that is familiar. And this is your sign. This is your time to begin letting that voice go, that nervous system, emotional thought patterns run, and instead act differently. Act as the person that you want to be. Act as the emotionally regulated person who believes in themselves, really wants to act. Eventually the voices will calm down. Eventually you won't have to fight them. It won't feel like an internal fight. It'll just feel like yourself. But you need to stand up for who you truly are within this time of transformation. Get behind yourself. Get behind this new version of you. Aurora of Gamma, because that's what's wanting to come through. This is your sign that you are not just going through transformation. You are going through transformation, and everyone who has come before you is with you. Keep making decisions that are in alignment with your higher self. Offer love, offer kindness, offer the parts of yourself, offer even the parts of yourself you are afraid to show to others, because honesty is going to be the seeds that you need to plant in order to allow this garden to grow. Ivory Wish Fulfilling Crow to end this reading today. And this is an important one, because this is a reminder that you get to have what you want. You get to have what you want. And that's definitely what keeps coming through. To have what you want is everything we talked about before, is allowing yourself this experience of change and transformation, because this is what you have wanted. This is the reason being a human is so unique and special, because not only do we get to change, we get to be aware of ourselves within the change. And so when you understand the process of change within yourself, that means possibilities are endless for you, because you are able to understand and go through change, knowing that there's something, that there is more of yourself on the other end of that you get to experience yourself on a whole new level. And what if there's no end to that? Imagine how exciting and fun. What else could you bring into your life? Who else could you bring into your life by continuing to level up, by continuing to choose yourself? And I think that's what's going to make this part of your life so exciting, is as you level up, so will your experiences. And what a blessing it's going to be. And so I hope you were able to draw something valuable from today's reading. Have a great day.